And
I'm Alexander. I am 13, and this is Freedom Farms.
and this is where you live.
Yeah.
Very cool. And where did you come from before you were here?
I came from Manhattan.
Which, what's it like on the farm compared to Manhattan?
It's totally different.
Better?
It's much better, yeah.
Nicer?
It's nicer. It's cleaner.
Cleaner? These little guys here.
These are goats. They're Nigerian dwarf goats. What we're going to be using the goats for is for milk. The females produce the most milk proportional to their bodies than any other goat, even though they're small goats.
Okay, so who are these guys?
These are chickens. There are 23 of them. Buffs.
Brahman buff, that's the type of chicken?
Brahman buff, that's the type of chicken. You can see they're very hairy and they have hair on their legs. We're going to use them for everything. We're going to use them for meat and the women for egg laying. I believe we have 5 roosters at the moment, so a few of those are going to go before November. Mobile chicken coop. Those are turkeys. They are chocolate turkeys, and they're really cute. And we have 5 toms, so a few of those are going to go for Thanksgiving. This is a mobile chicken house. Pull it with our tractor.
Why is it mobile?
It is mobile because the waste of the chickens is very good for the soil, but if it piles on too much, it'll kill what's underneath it. So every once in a while, every week or so, you'd move it a bit, and we actually have to move it right now, so we just move it like a space, so that eventually it'll make its whole way around. And we don't move it too far, just enough so that the poop will go somewhere else.
The chicken manure, the poop is the fertilizer.
Yeah,
for
very good
for healthy soil.
Yep.
So you don't have to use chemicals.
No chemicals.
That poison the people using it and poison the earth.
Exactly.
And
poison the chickens that live on it.
Exactly. These guys here, we got the chickens. Who are the other guys?
The other ones are the Guinea hens. They're called violet Guinea hens, I believe. They are really useful because they eat the ticks.
So they're sort of a protective mechanism for the farm.
Good food,
okay, and who are these guys?
These two are really interesting. Actually, these are pigs, Maple and Sophie. The breed of pig that this is Guinea hog, and this breed is extremely rare. There are only 200 in the entire world, and they're pretty young right now. They don't grow to the full size of a standard pig, but they almost. They're not fully grown yet, but they will be rather soon, and we're going to breed them in this coming month. These are ducks. These are Cayuga ducks. The breed originated in this area, Dutchess County, and they're also rare. These are the first ones that we're getting eggs from. Our chickens right now are beginning to produce eggs, but these have been giving for at least 3 or 4 months now.
Are all these animals rare breeds, endangered, or what's the deal with them? They're called heritage?
Well, heritage breeds because of the fact that they're descendants from nearby areas. Some of them aren't heritage to this area, but they're all endangered.
Okay, so in other words, you are...
we're raising endangered animals.
You're raising and protecting endangered animals, and you harvest them.
Promoting these endangered animals as food, or as egg layers, or as milk, increases their popularity. So if we promote the pigs as great meat, then it will increase the need for them, the demand for this kind of pig.
If you farm the animals properly, you continue and preserve and propagate the species.
Exactly.
Right.
It would seem kind of odd that by promoting them to be eaten would help save them. But it would increase their popularity, and more farms would realize that they want to have these pigs, which would increase. If no one ate them, then they'd become extinct.
Right. If we let these animals wild, what would happen?
Well, being that there are only 200 of these pigs, they would revert to their normal wild state if let in the wild, but they would most likely, being that there's so little of them, not find each other, not reproduce, and even if some of them do, they would be killed off, and they would just die naturally even. And that would definitely destroy their entire species. But if they're raised for food, then there would be more of them, and that would allow us to be able to release some, so that they could live free and be able to survive.
So one of the things people say is that killing animals is not compassionate or healthy or whatever. What do you have to say about that?
Well, I have to say Well, first off, I think it heavily depends on the way in which they're killed.
Okay, so there's a difference
Yeah.
between factory farming
If they're
and...
sent to a factory, they're boiled alive in the roasters because they're not properly killed.
Right.
Then that's totally inhumane.
So there's a difference between harvesting your own animals, killing them, or slaughtering them the right way, and,
Yeah.
and you do it with respect.
Yep.
You take care of these animals, you propagate the species, and so
by killing them, it promotes their popularity, because obviously these animals are rare, so they taste good, because they haven't been genetically overbred and
Right.
all mixed together within their own families.
All right, so what are we doing now? We're going to feed the pigs, the ducks, and who
And
else?
the goats.
And the goats. Okay, so what is this? Pig feed?
This is pig.
Do they normally eat table
Always.
scraps? Okay.
For every,
Got it.
we have a lot.
Okay,
You know,
I know you have a big family, have a lot of
leftover
foods. What
dishes.
else?
This, again, the goats do eat a corn and
Got
oats.
it.
The ducks get an organic duck feed that sustains them through the night.
Cool.
Where they're
All right, so what do we do?
just pick up one of these. Can you carry that?
I'm sure I can.
As you can see, there. Hungry? Can you also like to run them a bit because they get exercise? Happy ducks. Yeah?
So you're pretty much carbon zero. You have almost no fossil fuels. You guys are producing your own food.
Yeah.
You'll soon have some solar power. And
It's going to be a few more months before we start producing meat actively.
okay.
And obviously it's winter, so vegetables aren't going to be around till spring. And electricity and car gases.
So
That's
a
pretty
very small amount of fossil fuel use. You produce your own food. This is a sustainable farm.
By spring, the only thing that's going to be needed is electricity, and that's going to be heavily diminished with the solar power and the fact that we're actually getting pellet and wood-burning stoves to heat the house.
Beautiful.
Which will greatly diminish the energy necessary to sustain us.
So very
We're
cool.
going to be pretty much off the grid.
Right on. And you got the healthiest food on the planet.
Oh yeah.
Good job.